YouTube, what it do? It's your boy Steph, man. We got a special guest today, bro. But before we do that, man, make sure you guys follow me on Instagram at Steph is Cold. All the links will be in the description. Join the Discord, join Twitch as well. Now we have a special guest here. Can you please introduce yourself to the people?
Yes. Hi, my name is Bay. My ads are all Bambiana, and it's good. I'm glad to be here.
All right. Y'all heard her. So for those that don't know, y'all probably seen a YouTube video I did of her. She was on the roommates. And we just gonna, I'm gonna ask her questions and she's gonna ask me questions as well. It's gonna be like a back and forth dialogue. So the very first question I do want to ask you is to just get it out the way. What did you mean when you said you don't get approached like that?
I knew this was coming.
Because we really want to know. Like we want to know.
Yeah.
Like we just want to know. You know what I'm saying? And I can tell you my reasons why. So, but we listening.
Yeah. So I feel like, and from experience, I can say this: a lot of attractive women don't get approached nearly as much as you think they do, and I think it's because there's like a level of attractiveness where people would assume, oh, she gets approached so much, or oh, she gets told she's pretty all the time, so I'm just not going to say, or I'm not going to do it. So that's what I was referring to, and it wasn't to say that I never ever get approached. I get approached, but for one thing, I'm not really in those scenarios. Like I don't go clubbing a lot, so it's like I'm not in those places where you would think, oh, she probably would get approached a lot, for one thing. The other thing is that I just don't think it's talked about enough, that you just make all these assumptions. And I think that's an issue just generally. People make a lot of assumptions based on what people look like. And one of the assumptions made when you're attractive is that you get approached a lot.
Do you believe that the assumptions and what these men are saying within their mindset, could you put yourself in their shoes to see as if why? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
because
definitely. Because I mean, I look at other women too and would be like, she probably has this or gets that or whatever. But it's like at the end of the day, I just think assumptions 90% of the time that's why like the word assumption stands for what it does. It's because most of the time it's not true. You're just filling in the blanks because you don't know, so I don't think I can understand where it comes from. You look at someone and you think XYZ, but that's coming from your experience. And, let's say some people have a certain experience with a pretty girl. Now, all of a sudden they fill in the blanks for all the other ones, or vice versa, but it goes both ways. So I think that answers your question.
Do you let's talk. Okay. So now let's talk about.
So do you disagree with me? Like, I think it clears it up, right?
I disagree. And I'll say why. I'll say why I disagree, right? And this is why I disagree. I look in the camera. I disagree simply because I'm in the market, right? We're in the dating market, right? We see these things every single day. So from a woman like you, an attractive woman, I know for a fact guys are going crazy. I know them DMs slapping. But
DMs is not approaching. See, that's the thing, is things are getting lost in translation here. DMs is not approaching.
But it kind of is though, because you got to think about it. I'm gonna tell you why. Okay. Babe, right? I'm gonna tell you why. This 2022. So we already know the dynamic of how we're attracting mates. It's not in person. It's not the same no more. It ain't like, you know what? It ain't social media. She don't have access to this guy or this guy or this guy or this guy over here. She just got access to me. But on the flip side, we in this social media age now where why should a woman approach if her DMs is slamming? and it still is an approach, because what does it do to your self-esteem? Now we don't cap here, right?
Okay.
We know for a fact attention. Women like attention. Let's keep it a buck. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Do you agree?
I think that people like attention, and it comes down to the person.
I agree with you on that. Okay. I agree. I can agree.
Yeah. But I think when the conversation steers into social media, that's a whole different realm. So originally the question on the roommates, for example, was regarding, or actually the conversation was regarding the approach in person. In person, I don't get approached. Online, fuck yeah, like I get approached. But that's not approaching. That's like sliding in the DMs. And I think it's just a whole different world. And when it comes to, you said that women don't go after men. I have to heavily disagree on that.
Women do go after men.
Yes.
Yes. We're going to get to that. They definitely do. We're definitely going to get to that. Right now, the reason why, and I can say it again, the reason why I disagree, the reason why I feel like DMs is even though it's not the same. Of course, it's not the same. It's not the same energy, because you can feel somebody's words. You can't feel their text. You know, you can't feel a text unless it's like expressed for somebody's deep in their emotions. But hey, baby, what's good? It's the same thing as me approaching you and say, hey, baby, what's good? It's the same thing. The only thing is you're quicker to either accept or reject. That's it. Or, and we don't cap over here. Or I'm gonna just let that DM sit. Am I lying?
I think if we're taking the conversation to DMs, then I have to agree with you more. I mean, I think there's certain things I would change, but yeah.
Like for real, like for real, like, you know what I'm saying? And it's not like we're bitter. It's not like we're mad. It's just the reality of it. It's like, bro, she not gonna DM you first, bro. Like,
I've DM'd people first in the past. It really depends. Like, I think on social media, it's just a whole different ballgame, but social media and reality are completely different ball games. So that's why if we were talking about social media, then I have to retract my statement, because of course I get approached on social media. On social media, people have so much more to go by. So, if someone's in my DMs, the first thing I do is I go check their profile. That's what I go off of, because I can see so much more about, who they are and what they stand for, but in real life, that's what I'm saying, is that if I'm out and I'm doing whatever, I'm not going to get approached. People are not as confident. And that's a whole other layer to this, is people have a whole different level of confidence on social media. They can easily delete that statement. They can, that never happened, or they're shooting their shot. It doesn't matter. It doesn't hurt nearly as much. The rejection, if there is rejection,
Now let's talk about the kind of guys that you approach. Right? Okay. Now, when I checked out your Instagram, you have almost 50,000 followers. You're only following 150 people.
Yes.
So automatically, do you know what guys are saying? Like right off rip. Like for real, do you know what guys are saying when they see that?
No. What are they saying?
She only fuck with ballers.
But where does that come from? Because I'm not following any ballers.
Your social media presence.
But but that's how are you deriving that from my
50,000 followers? Only following 150.
And that tells you that I like ballers.
It tells me that I only fuck with elite guys. So if you not elite, sit your goofy ass in the back.
Let me ask you this. What do you categorize as an elite guy?
I gotta ask you that. Because you the woman, you do the choosing, right? So now that goes into my question. Who are these guys that you are approaching? How do they look? Where are these guys at? We don't do no capping here. We gotta know.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, and this is gonna come to as a shocker to you. I actually it's not obvious, but I got ballers in my DMs. I got verified check marks in my DMs, and not a single one is appealing to me because that's not really who I typically go for. I like the low key that barely has any followers or no social media at all, the nerdy, the focused on themselves, the like for me. And here's the thing that I think a lot of people get twisted, and that's why I wanted to know what you would describe. I thought it would be funny if you're over here like, oh yeah, 6-foot athlete, like all this, because like I'm not gonna sit here and be like I don't have access to that. I do now, like now that I am who I am, like I do have access to that, and I choose, like that's just not my type of person. Nothing wrong with it. There's also, here's another thing, is there's a lot of misconceptions about athletes or whatever category we're going into, that they're like this, you know, a certain way. But people are just people. There's all different types. So I'm not saying that there's not like, there's no exceptions is what I'm saying. But essentially what I'd normally go for, I like the quiet, like I'm super into personality, 100%. And I know that, I proved that to myself too, because I've been really attracted to guys who are just not attractive in any way, like not even conventionally attractive. And I've had people be like, why are you talking to this guy? Da, 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 da. And it's shallow. I'm like, because I don't care. I don't care what, for the most part, what a guy looks like. It's a bonus. And I say this about myself too. Being attractive is a bonus. And I recognize that and I appreciate that. But it's the surface level that like this dude's mindset could raise my children. You know what I mean? I don't care what they look like, you know? So yes, yeah, I don't care about ballers.
These low key guys, these guys that are not on social media. Have you ever dealt with the guy that was on social media?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did that go? You ain't got to tell me the whole story.
Well, I haven't like been in a full relationship with someone with a social media presence, but I've talked to, you know, some known people and some, you know, big names and whatever, just like here and there, just a little bit. And I mean, sometimes it's incredibly disappointing where you're like, man, this person really is so heavily into their followers and who they have access to that they think that's going to fill the room for them. You know what I mean? Like they don't care about what comes out of their mouth or how intricate their mentality is or anything, because they're like, oh, well, I have this many followers. And that to me is an immediate turnoff. So there's been a lot of times where the conversation only gets so far. And then there's been other times where it's surprising to me where I'm like, okay, this person, and then again, like keep in mind, I feel like I'm the type of woman who, when I have a conversation with people, I draw this stuff out. So sometimes you really can't get anything, but sometimes like I'm like, wow, this person has a lot of depth, but it's very rare. And then in that case, it's still like, there's still things where I'm like, it's just not there yet in terms of emotional intelligence and stimulation. Like I don't like to be the most stimulating person in the conversation. You know what I mean? When it comes to dating.
So you never dated these kind of guys though? Like
I never confirmed the relationship.
Never. We're not talking relationship. We're just talking strictly talking. We go out. We have dinner. We dig into she. You know what I'm saying? Like we on the phone. We face situationships. You find that's what I mean. Like you know what I'm saying?
No,
because.
Not really, because I don't like wasting my time, and it's like I'm busy. I don't want to just sit and be like on FaceTimes and entertaining someone. It's like I know pretty quick whether I want to do anything with this person or not, or keep them alive.
Well, okay, so what I mean is like, where are you finding these low key guys?
Oh, okay.
Are these guys DMing you first? Are these guys you know what kind of guys are these guys? Are these six-figure earners? Are these regular everyday average guys? Are these masters in the universe elite? You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like who are these guys that don't have social media or they're low key? Don't have a big following. Are these guys handsome, or are these guys?
So I'll tell you about one guy I really liked. He was 5'3", 5'3". He's short. He was not conventionally attractive. He had a great sense of style. He had a lot of passion. He was really smart. He was like, he was particularly, he was peculiar, he was interesting. He was very nerdy. And I met him, I think we were just like walking or something, and we had seen each other a couple times because we were in the same area. And then I realized that like his sister went to my gym, and we kind of sprung up a conversation. So it was a very like organic way of meeting a person. And I really, really liked him. It didn't work out between us, but that's an example of someone who doesn't, who, just to answer your question, who else? Like there's been a few times, and don't get me wrong, I don't only date people who like are in this category or that category. I guess my point here is that like I've had all the flavors, had all the, and it's been like poor. I've been with broke dudes. I've been with less guys that have a lot of money and a lot to their name. I've had access to more of those guys, but I haven't wanted any of them. And it has nothing to do with what they have or what, it's more of like who they are. And at the end of the day, most of the time, who the person is tends to be better when they have less and they're still in the beginnings of working towards more. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. And I feel you. Like I completely understand where you're coming from. But one thing I want to piggyback on what you said, right? Damn. So this guy was 5'3". It didn't work out, right? Was this recent or was this before? Was this
what? Before what?
I'm saying, like, was this recent or was this like this was like 3 years ago, 4 years ago?
I mean, so I've been in a relationship for 3 years right now, or a little over that. So before that, I actually had like a 5-year abstaining period where I didn't talk to anybody. There was like a couple, like maybe a few talk, but like nothing serious, no, not even kissing, like nothing, literally. So it was before that too. It's been a while, but yeah. Okay,
so you don't really have a type, is what you're telling me. Like,
no.
It's not street.
I do, I do have a type. But it's not physical. It's not physical and has nothing to do with, see, that's the thing is I feel like, and I'm just going to put this out there. Okay. I feel like a lot of men will look at a beautiful woman and be like, she's interested in ballers. She's interested in guys who have money. She's interested in guys who are attractive. She's interested in guys who have status. And I'm like, it's almost comical to me because I'm like, you have no idea. Like I have been with, like I've had access to those, and it's not, I just don't dig it. It's just not, and it's harmful
because you did it already. You did it already.
No, it's not even that. Like I have not been in a relationship with a guy that has those things. I've had access to them. Does that make sense? Like they've been in my DMs.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So, and I just feel like, so when it comes to type, I'm like, I will know within a conversation if you're my type. And it really does come down to, are you emotionally intelligent? Are you able to sustain an important conversation? Are you driven and ambitious? Do your values align with my values? Which is a big one nowadays. There's so many like variations of belief systems. And I'm like, I think that's one of the big core things. I'm like, what are your values and morals? So it's like that kind of thing. And like, does our humor align with one another? Are you open-minded? Like that kind of stuff. And I think it's so overlooked. It's like people forget to even mention that those things are important.
Yeah. What you're saying is definitely it's something new. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because I heard it before, but it's just so rare. Like
I'm like, I feel like you're right, but at the same time, there's billions of people on this earth, and I feel like the people that have voices are typically ones that don't have this mindset. And that doesn't mean this mindset doesn't exist. It's just that they don't get on the screen. They don't have access, which is why, and I'm kind of like segueing into a whole different topic here, but that's why I even went into social media in the first place. I didn't want to be on social media, but I honestly felt like to some degree, I kind of owed it like to the world. I was like, hold on, like I'm blessed in a way that I'm good with people. I'm good. Like I can build a presence easily. I'm attractive and I can utilize that attractiveness. You know what I mean? I'm like, I have to bring other people's voices up with me. You know, and unfortunately, most of these influencers, celebrities, whatever, like socialites, they don't do this. So then all you hear is the shallow and the fake. That's what gets celebrated.
That's true. All you
Yeah.
hear is the fake and the shallow. That's true. That's very true. And it's unfortunate because drama sells. You know what I'm saying?
It
Drama
does.
sells. The positivity does not sell.
Exactly. And it's hard to, because, you know, I think positivity, uh, it's a huge thing, and positivity, like in part of it is self-awareness, it's accountability, it's growth, and all of these things are uncomfortable. So people listening to things that are actually constructive, it's going to be hard for them to be like, oh yeah, I want this. If anything, they're going to be like, next. Like it's even with me, I'm guilty of it too. I could be listening to like 70 podcasts a week if I was like watching those while I cook, but instead, what am I watching? I'm watching TV shows and dramas and blah blah blah. Like I think we're all guilty of it.
Euphoria and shit.
Oof, yes. Exactly.
Um,
It's like, mhm.
yeah. One other thing I want to ask you, right? I want to ask you, did you ever feel like when you were with the elite guys, the 1%ers of the world, did you ever feel like there was like a competition anxiety, like you're not the only female? Or did you ever feel like, fuck this shit, I'm not finna be trying to compete for this dude's spot? Did that ever come a time and place within your mindset when you were in this kind of life, if that makes sense?
I hear what you're asking. I'm trying to think, like, I have to recall, like going through the chapters, being like, what did I feel? I think when it comes to like, yeah, there's been jealousy, definitely, and a
Thank you for
feeling of,
telling the truth. Thank you for not capping.
I don't cap. I really don't. I have no reason to. But it's more of like a am I good enough kind of thing. It wasn't even like an anger or bitterness. It's like, but that's what happens. You're on social media, you have access to like all these 1%ers of the world all concentrated in one place. And it's like, why are there so many freaking attractive people? It makes you feel shitty. And then you get into this comparison mode, blah, blah, blah. But it was a part of my growth for sure. But when it came to the men, it's like they're also, so I've had that, I have experienced it, but I've also experienced a side of me, which was actually pretty surprising, where I was like, you know what? I'm actually not bothered by you finding other women attractive. I'm not bothered by you having chemistry with other women. What bothers me is if you are lying and deceitful about it. If anything, like I wouldn't want to be with a man who's like, you're the only beautiful girl in the world. Cause I'm like, that's not true. That's not true. And it's okay. And I feel like it's so narrow to expect that of a man, of a woman, even. Like there are other people in this world you're going to find attractive, period. So I came to that conclusion as well, and also felt like I would just, for me, communication is everything. So as you can just communicate and be honest with me, like I'm not hurt, I'm not mad.
Okay, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. So let's talk about this now, right? Let's talk about the relationship side of these things, right? Do you look for a guy to go 50-50 with? Do you want to be the breadwinner? Does that make sense? Like, let's say y'all in a relationship, right?
It's a good question.
Do you expect for him to pay majority of the bills, or what if he came at you with the let's just be real. What if the nigga came at you with the, hey babe, let's go 50-50?
I mean, that's happened.
It's happened. Okay, let's talk about it. How did that, for real? Like, I really want to know what was the first thing that came to your mind when that happened?
So, I mean, it's nice. It's really nice to have a guy, offer to pay dinner. And like, for example, I feel like there's just an etiquette to it. I like good etiquette. So if a guy asks me to dinner, pay for dinner. But definitely it's happened and I usually offer to pay the bill. It's just a habit of mine. But it doesn't bother me if I do end up paying half. It's like, I mean, if he asks me to dinner and then I pay the whole bill, that's a no. That's a like weird, It's like, why would you ask me to dinner and then I pay for it? That's some weird shit. But it really just depends on the person, the vibe. and the etiquette. That's it for me. But when it comes to like the breadwinner, I don't mind being the breadwinner. I don't mind if he's the breadwinner. When it comes to bills, 50-50, I feel like is fine. But let's say like the guy is making way, way more than the girl. It would be nice for, like, I feel like men have this desire, maybe it's like primal, to provide and to protect.
Facts.
Yeah. So, and women, and I'm not saying this is for everybody. There's also men who are more paternal, and there's men who like to stay at home, and there's women who are more, I don't want to use the word dominant, but they like to provide. So I'm not saying that doesn't exist, but I definitely think so. Then for the woman, I feel like it's also, we appreciate when a guy takes care of things, but it's also not expected. Does that make sense?
It makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. But one thing you said, so how much does he have to make? Let's say y'all both make 75,000.
Yes.
Would you, no cap here, we're not judging you. We keeping it 100% real. Would you date a guy, or would you be in a relationship with a guy if y'all both making 75,000?
I would be in a relationship with a guy who made less than me. Yeah. Okay, here's the thing. I don't like this whole, I don't know if it's new age or it's been around or what, but like this whole, like, I need someone to pay my bills. That's weird to me. And I feel like I get where it's coming from, from years and years of being like objectified and belittled and expected to be in the kitchen and you're paid less and all of this. Like, of course, like, you are raised into this mentality of someone needs to take care of me. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, with equal rights and all of this movement, I feel like we should also be wanting to be more independent, And so for me, and maybe it's just because I've always been having to take care of myself. I'm not ever going to expect a man to take care of me. And I don't like that feeling either.
Okay. So
it's nice if he does, but I don't expect it. Let me just put it like that.
So pretty much, if y'all in a relationship, what you telling me is you had the same respect for this guy that make the same amount of money as you.
Well, let me specify though. If he is let's say he's making 40K a year and I'm making 75K a year. If he's at 40K and he's fine there, and he's just like, but even if he was at 75K and I'm at 75K and he's fine there, that bothers me because
why does that bother you?
Because I'm constantly pushing for more. I'm very ambitious. I'm working towards more. So for me personally, I need you to do the same. I don't want you to be stagnant in any area of your life because that's the type of person I am.
Okay. So do you believe your independence? Do you believe your independence is tangible within the relationship?
Yeah.
Why? How so?
Because I think in a healthy relationship, there needs to be a level of independence for each individual as well as a unionship. Like, I don't think there's a codependency that's healthy, and then there's a dependency that's unnatural. Does that make sense? So me being independent and him being independent allows our relationship to flourish because you don't have any unhealthy like needs from the other person. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. So if we're both independent in the relationship,
where do you
who's the head? Who's the one that's gonna be submissive?
So what do you mean by submit? Like, what does that mean to you? What does submissive mean? What does dominant mean? What do those roles come with?
Ladylike, able to listen, able to clean, able to add value, able to do the things that I instruct her to do. If I need her to do those things, who's the head? That's what I want to know. Like, and I'm not trying to come at you.
No. I think
this is the protector when somebody finna come rob that motherfucker. You pulling out your strap, hey man, or and he high like, oh shit, or is it him the one that's?
So okay, so let's talk about the submissive role too. You said cleaning, right? Do men not clean? Men clean, right? So I don't feel like that's necessarily a submissive trait unless you want to go into that. But I feel like that one we should put away because men clean too, right?
Men clean.
Men clean. So it's not a submissive trait necessarily. It's just a cleanliness habit. So
But,
let's put that one away.
But kings don't clean.
Then who cleans?
The queen, the woman. That is her
The queen
responsibility.
cleans. The queen doesn't clean. If you're a king and she's a queen, then you get a maid or something. Or you split 50-50 because
ain't no 50-50 though.
I don't
because
know.
Because if it's 50-50, we both equals.
Are
Are
we not both equals? Is a submissive and a dominant unequal to each other, or are they both different parts to the same whole?
Are you gonna protect me when somebody come rob the house? Who's the main protector in the household? So okay, if I'm the protector,
but then I can argue to that point. Are you gonna starve if I don't feed you? Are you gonna starve if a woman doesn't feed you? Or are you gonna live in filth if she doesn't?
I'm the hunter, so it's not her responsibility to get the food. It's my responsibility to get the food. She gonna cook for me though, 100%.
But are you getting the food? So does that mean you're going to the grocery store? You're shopping?
Nah. I'm not.
Okay, so then how does that make sense? Because you can't use the hunter analogy and not follow through with it.
Because I'm the breadwinner. I call the shots. I'm the boss.
So so in this situation, you're saying you're the breadwinner, so she's not working.
She can work.
Okay, so she has to work and do the housework?
Nah. See, that's a different kind of, that's for guys that appear. You know what I'm saying? So it's levels to this shit. So if you want, that's what I was trying to tell you. Who's the submissive one? How are we equals if we both paying 50-50? Who's the man in the relationship? Because if she, remember what you just said, if he's stuck at 40,000, he ain't trying to prove it. Look at this nigga like, man, what the fuck is you doing, bro? But if he's progressing, I'm calling the shots. We're not equals.
What is calling the shots? Like, what do you mean calling the shots? Are you talking about making decisions within the relationship about life, about what?
Who wears the pants in the relationship?
I think, and I'm just, hear me out. Okay. I think that in some relationships, there are no pants. There's
100%.
So, and I think nowadays there's even more relationships that don't have
with no pants.
Yes.
Now, tell me why.
Because it depends on person to person. It could be because of the type of relationship they have, the dynamic, maybe the husband's at home, or, like, let's say in my relationship, right? If I need something done, I'm going to ask. Just like if he has something done, it needs something done, he's going to ask. It's not you're the submissive one, so you listen to what I tell you. Because at the end of the day, like, let's say with love, for example, right? You go into a relationship because you love somebody. I think before you even love them, you got to respect them. The foundational layer is respect. So when you respect somebody, you're not commanding them to do shit. You're not asking or demanding you're not demanding, or you're asking them the way they would ask you, because it's a mutual respect, so that's why I feel like the submissive and dominant mentality, it's there to some extent, but I feel like it's mainly applicable in like bed. It's not really a in life type of thing, Do
you think it's due to women being the breadwinners now, women being more independent and making more money than these $40,000 a year average day-to-day guys? Or do you think? What do you think? Because I'm gonna tell you what I think after you're done talking.
Do you want to tell me first?
I think dudes are soft as hell. I think dudes. I think dudes don't prioritize their grind and their purpose. I think dudes play the more passive role now because the woman is making all the money. So if the woman is making all the money, who is calling the fucking shots? Your soft ass is at home feeding babies and shit. And she out there working. Now, how do I know this? Because I see it in my family. I see it in my family. I see how the wife is talking to the husband. I see how frustrated she is. Oh, she frustrated because y'all going 50-50, bro. She frustrated because nigga, she's working all the overtime and you're not.
Mm.
That's what I believe. And I don't have nothing against independent women. I don't have nothing against boss bitches. None of that shit.
Mm.
That shit don't work in relationships, man.
I think it really depends. I hear you. I actually think you made some very, very good points. And speaking on like men being soft, I wanted to kind of just really quick cover that because I got to agree with you there. I'm not saying this happens to all men, but I have seen it increasingly, especially in today's society. A lot of men are going soft. But what I mean by that is like, so these soft, soft ass dudes are expecting a woman to be submissive to him. But I'm like, but why would I listen to you? Like, it's not, you know, and I'm going to say this even for me. I'm a very, I mean, people refer to me as masculine and dominant, you know? So for me, and I
You
had to sit
are.
back and be like, what, why? Oh, you're on mute. But why? Because I guess because I've always been, I speak my mind. I'm aggressive. I'm not afraid to fill up the room. I am very like leadership and ambitious and like all these manly qualities that, you know, people, you know, assign with the male role. That being said, because I'm a very independent woman and I'm more dominant or masculine, I need a man who is double that in order for me to be submissive. Because I'm not good. Submissive to me means I have to fully trust you and the way you think and the decision makings you do in order for me to step back. You know what I mean? And it's not because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm weak. I'm this, I'm that. It's just because I'm relying on you and I trust you to fulfill that role so that I can do other things. Because at the end of the day, when you're in a relationship, these are, you know, yin and yang, and you fuse together and you make things better. So there aren't two yins and there aren't two yangs. You know, you both have it intertwined. It's a balance.
100%. It's like that in the real world, yin and yang. That's what has the balance. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? But
Yeah.
like that, I believe, man, I just wholeheartedly believe, like, I see a lot of these guys are in relationships with these women, and the women are literally walking over them simply because they
Yeah.
going 50-50.
See, but that is an issue of, you know, values and character and miscommunication. Like y'all got to set that up as the foundation for your relationship. That doesn't, I feel like it's not necessarily because of money. Like
You
it's not.
sure?
Yeah, because here's the thing, like, and like you said, you have no issues with like independent women or boss bitches or anything like that. It's
I
like,
don't.
yeah,
I don't
you
have
do
an
your
issue with it.
thing. Yeah, but I think when you are an independent woman, and you work hard and you have your own business and you got your shit going, you need a man of equivalent or higher. When you are a man who has that, you need a woman of equivalent or lower most often because guys tend to be, and I'm not trying to be like harsh here, but like some men have like an ego fragility thing happening because they don't want a woman that's doing more than them. They want to feel like they're providing. And I think that goes back to their nature. They want to feel like they have some sort of like, here, I'm taking care of my family, that kind of thing. So when the woman's doing more, it's like, you know?
And it's like, you can't use the woman money in a relationship anyway. So her making more, like, okay, this is what I gotta say to the women. I know women gonna listen to this. Your money is not tangible. I can't use it. I can't use your money. Because when I start to use your money, then you start to get irritated with me. You start pulling back more. You start not to give me as much sex. You start, I know you heard women, you see their face expression start to change. All because I'm using your money. And you a boss ass bitch, you were independent, but this is the nature. And this is what we go back to when we talk about nature. It don't matter how much money a woman makes. She still want a nigga that make more than her. So, and then if she do get a guy that makes less than her, and this is what women do, they get with these dudes that make less than them because they can control them.
I want to add something actually. I think you are making great points, and that definitely applies in many, many places. But there's also where there are, let's say in that case, the woman's making more, the man's making less, where the man is fulfilling other like places in the life. And I think where the woman gets irritated is when she's doing everything. When she's paying the bills and birthing the children and cleaning the house and making the food and keeping the time schedule and booking the appointment. It's like, it's too much. So it's like, what do you bring to the table? And I think that's where the issue is that when we talk about equal, I'm talking about, you both are doing enough for each other, for yourselves, and for the family to make it fair. And I think that's where the woman gets frustrated. And I felt it myself. I don't care if the man's making less than me. I want to make sure that you're at least not leeching off of me. You're not making me feel like I'm doing everything. I'm pulling my weight and your weight. It's like, what are you doing here?
So what is he supposed to do? So if you're the breadwinner, he's supposed to damn near do what you're supposed to do.
I mean, if I'm the breadwinner and I'm busy working, then at least like he's going to be raising the children, which is not a bad thing. That's fine. He's got like learn to cook, do something that, or come up with a skill, start a business, an organization, have a passion, like do something that betters our lives, not just your life, but our lives, because
do
I'm
something
doing
that's
stuff.
bringing us in more fucking money, broke ass
No,
nigga.
no, not necessarily. See, but it depends. It's like, what are you filling your time with? If you're a dude who's making less money and you're not helping around the house, and what are you doing with your free time? Video games? Like, it's like, that is so unattractive. That is so unattractive. Like, be on the same playing field. It doesn't have to mean price tags or money wise. It just means be on the same wavelength as me.
As far as value, exchanging value.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And it can give. It can give from time to time, but
I just can't see a woman fully respecting her man that's acting like a bitch. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? I can't see it. I witnessed it in I'm 24. I'm still young. I still got a lot of experience. I'm still a student. I'm still learning. But just looking at how these women are talking about modern men today, broke ass niggas, 50-50 ass niggas.
Yeah, no, you're
I'm a boss at
right.
Like
the majority, I'm sure, yes.
Yeah, let's be real. Like,
yeah.
And now, so this is one thing I want. So now you don't have an income requirement
For me personally, no, but I know that there are women who expect that, which surprises me. I'm probably gonna get like some backlash for saying this, but I think a lot of the women, the ones that I've seen on certain podcasts and speaking their mind, whatever, I want a man who is 6 feet tall and makes six figs, I'm like, okay, but what do you bring to the table? And the same thing here. I'm like, you are not valuable enough to get that. You know what I mean? So I feel like it comes back same issues.
But what if she got 100 DMs a day?
So?
She got access to 8 feet giants, and she got access to blue checks, and blue checks is hard eyes in the comments. Like, you don't think that would do something to her ego to make it seem like
it would.
You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
I did the video the other day, right? And I explained, and maybe you can chime in on me with this. I said, women don't even have to sleep with the 1% guy. All they got to do is get a taste of that shit. Roof Chris, fucking Steak 48, Fleming's, Maestros, just luxury shit. They get a taste of it, and now they feel as if I'm entitled to that kind of guy. And we know women don't settle. We know that.
I think, but the women don't settle whole thing. Because here's the thing is like, there are going to be dudes who can provide all that, but they're toxic as hell. You know what I mean? So when it comes to don't settle, like there's just so many layers to this. But I agree with you that there are women and men who feel entitled to a partner that is XYZ, and yet they are not nearly capable enough or deserving enough of a partner of that stature, you know? And
I think women are more delusional in that aspect, just simply because when I grew up and I seen a woman and I seen the kind of dude she was with, I knew right automatically I can't fuck with her. Automatically. I'm not delusional.
Why?
Because I'm not delusional. I know my sexual. You ever heard of sexual market value? See, I know.
No, babe.
You never heard of sexual market value?
I haven't, but it's kind of self-explanatory. So
it's basically your value. That's it. You know what I'm saying? It's who you can attract on the sexual in the sexual marketplace. Your SMV is definitely skyrocket high.
Well, but then it goes back to remember, because you're saying, okay, you looked at her and you knew automatically you couldn't pull her because you're not delusional. But then what happens in the sense with like me, for example, because we were just talking about how I am attracted to all types of different looking dudes you wouldn't assume that I'm attracted to, right? So then doesn't that kind of throw a wrench in your theory here?
Nah, because you got average looking chicks with this mindset. Us in the audience know when we look at your Instagram and we see how you look, you're not an average looking woman. So we can just cut the bullshit. You have chicks who are 4s, 5s, and 6s who are on dating apps, who are on social media, getting all of this validation and attention 24/7. So when a blue check guy slides in her DM and she's attracting all these guys and she go out with this guy and she's doing these things with this guy, what is this doing to her ego? So now the regular niggas, the average 9 to 5 niggas, them niggas are invisible. They don't have a shot, or they do have a shot when he done. When he done with her, then they have a shot. By the time then, a woman is 35, 30, then she want to come spin the block on you, talk to the nice guy. Oh, I'm ready. And I guess the nice guy's supposed to sit around here and juggle fucking Super Mario balls and be a fucking clown. So what I'm saying is, once a woman gets a taste of how that shit feels, how the fuck could she ever go back? It's just like if you make a certain amount of money and you live a certain kind of lifestyle, wouldn't it fucking, God forbid it's not gonna happen, but wouldn't that shit be like, damn, I could never go back to what life was like. I could never go back to me being, poor and shit like that. I gotta work hard to keep this. This is how the women are thinking. I don't know how old you are, but this is how the women are thinking in my age, 18, 24, 25. That age group, right? And it's
so what woman or female interactions have you had that make you feel confident in what you're saying?
Because I get dubbed. I get left on scene. It was a woman who I approached at the gym. Real cute. Kept on looking at me. Everybody in the gym looking at her. Everybody in the gym gawking at her. And I approached her. We exchanged information. I hit her up. I don't get a reply. I hit her up again. I don't get a reply. Mm-hmm. But then when I see you at the gym, you act like I don't exist. Mm-hmm. How do you think she feels that a nigga with a blue check is in her DM?
Mm-hmm. So what about the interaction of her not responding to you made you think that it's because of a blue check mark in her DMs? Like what? Because it could have been how you spoke to her or whatever. Maybe her homegirls were like, oh, I don't want to blah, blah, blah. Like there's a lot of, there's a lot of what ifs. There's a lot of, but at the end of the day, that blue check nigga was in my DM and I'm a lit ass bitch and I got a fat ass and and this is the kind of niggas that I'm attract her. Dude, if Dre and Michelle hopped in my DM right now and we get to having a conversation and she fly me out and we get it in, 100% my ego is gonna be through the fucking roof. Mm-hmm. So for her to not even open the message, just leave that bitch on still, what is that doing to her ego? What is that doing to her self-esteem? Regardless, you feel what I'm saying? Regardless of what happened,
I shot first. I made the confident approach. I'm not scary. If I like something, I'm gonna shoot. Cause shooters shoot. You miss 100% of shots you don't take. This chick was bad. I gotta say something. And she following me around the. I can see her making it easy for. Okay, I have to say something. I ain't finna open this nigga DM, man. What? I won. Like shit. Look at me. So
I mean, I'm just curious because sometimes I'm not saying you do this, but just for the sake of everybody else who's watching, and I've had this happen to me, which is why I know this happens. A guy will rationalize like a rejection because it hurts, and then the ego comes in and is starting to make all of these excuses and villainize whoever they were speaking to, or the woman or whatever, to almost validate their hurt feelings, which makes sense. We all do this. I'm not saying you did this, but I'm just bringing it up because I feel like I want other people to understand this happened.
It ain't a hurt feeling. It's just she got what she wanted.
But you can't confirm that.
I can. I understand women. I understand how they brain. I understand how to validate. What gym do I know? What kind of gym do you work out at? Is it a commercial gym? Is it a private gym?
It's a public gym.
Public gym. Okay. Ghost Gym, Lifetime Fitness.
Yeah.
How many guys? Nope, we not capping here. Let's just keep it above. Right, babe? How many guys do you see literally stare at you the moment you walk in that motherfucking gym?
In this gym?
Any gym. This gym, that gym, any gym.
It depends what I'm wearing.
Okay.
So
crop top, yoga pants, ass is showing.
Well, usually I have a sweater on or something around my waist, but I will say
why?
Because I know that my butt's present and I don't.
You don't want guys to look?
I don't feel comfortable. I'm trying to work out. Like I'm not trying to have people staring into the depths of my ass.
So they do stare.
I'm working out.
So they do stare.
No, I'm just that. Okay, so there have been times like in the past, but the thing is that I work out so often, and the fact that it's not that much, it happens. So let's say at LA Fitness, I would get stared at all the time. I move gyms, and it doesn't happen as often, but it's typically, it depends. It really depends where I'm at and what I'm wearing.
Do you know what to put on to get that attention?
What do you mean?
Do you know what clothes to put on to get guys?
Not necessarily, because the thing is like if I go to any specific place in sweatpants, I could get that attention. It really depends. Like I just have a specific body type that is normally sexualized automatically. So regardless of what I wear, it depends.
Right.
Yeah.
We checked out your IG, so we could definitely see that. I know what it's like.
You know what it's like to have.
I don't know what it's like. No,
painfully large badunctious.
No, I'm not a female, so I don't know what that's like. But I have enough experience to know how a woman's ego can be elevated. Because a woman will literally, I heard a woman say she'll go through her her message request when she's having a bad day.
See, that's wild. That's wild, man. See, but okay, I think that is a unique experience to women, because I don't think so. Actually, some men with a lot of followers, I feel like do get a lot of female DMs, and then that's a whole different thing, and then that's why followers equate to power or whatever for so many people, which I feel like is stupid. But anyway, I do feel like it is stupid. It is stupid. Like what kind of, I feel like this is just numbers. Like it's cool. You got people watching you, like, but it doesn't matter.
You got people watching you too. It do matter. You follow 150 people.
It doesn't
matter.
But that doesn't, I'm not looking at that and being like, I'm going to follow 150 people because I'm special. Like, it's not.
So why not follow 40,000? Why not follow 1,000?
Because I don't want to see your shit. I don't care. And I'm not using social media like that. The people I follow are because I know them, or because we've had a conversation, or because I came across their page randomly and thought, you're bringing something cool to the table. Let me just follow you to support. And I'm not on social media like that. Like, I don't use it like that. So for me, it's interesting that most people will look at that and be like, look at this follower ratio. Oh, she only follows herself on this account. That's da 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 da. Like, I get quite a few DMs on my fitness account. I have like a whole separate Bambi and a Fit account, and I'll get DMs being like, oh, you only follow yourself on this. That's da 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 da. And I'm like, who else would I follow? Like, to me, it's not that deep. People take it there because it's such a superficial thing, and people love superficial. Numbers doesn't matter. That's why. And I've had
numbers
this, like,
do matter though. They do matter.
They don't. What does it matter? It matters in business. If you're in business and you're working, like when I'm working with somebody on social media and I'm bringing something to the table, I look at their followers, I look at their engagement. Sure, the numbers matter. But if I'm looking at you as a friend, to date, to whatever, it does not matter. It doesn't matter.
You think you don't intimidate guys when they come across your page because you follow
I
them?
definitely intimidate guys, but it's not that I'm intimidating. They're intimidated. That's not my problem.
It's not. But I'm just giving you a different perspective. Right.
But the followers have nothing to do with who I am and my personality. Does that make sense? And I apply that to other people as well.
They don't know that.
How?
They don't know that because they don't know you. That's why the followers do.
How do you look at a number and think, yes, this is her personality, or for you even? And I feel like a lot of dudes do that too. Like, I get dudes in my DMs who, again, like they just have a lot of followers or whatever, and they think that they can say anything and that I'd reply just because of that. And I'm like, you're using your numbers as currency. And that to me is so unattractive because it does not mean anything.
How do they come in your DM? Hey, gorgeous. Hey, baby.
It depends. I think so. On my fitness page, a lot of them will just have like an emoji or just like, hey, I'm trying to get to know you, blah, blah, blah. But on my main page, because on my main page, I hold like my open discussions and I have like all these like talks and spirituality and all that. So they'll literally write out a paragraph about like, oh, your mindset, blah, blah, blah. They'll say things that they
passive
know
aggressive bullshit.
Hear.
You can sniff through the passive aggressive.
I can tell. I appreciate the effort, but I can tell. Like, I can tell what's genuine and what's not. But either way, it's like, I don't know. I don't care.
So how do you shoot your shot?
Honestly, like for the most part, I wouldn't, just because again, like I'm very focused on myself. And I feel like I know that the better I get, the higher I am vibrationally, and the higher vibrationally I am, the more I'll be able to attract up this level. So if I'm right here, this is what I'm going to attract, is like around this area. If I'm up here, same thing. So I've always just been focused on me.
So you don't shoot your shot. You don't approach guys. You don't slide in the
right DMs. Now, no, because I mean, like,
okay. So what about just in general? If you were,
I'll tell you how. I slide into girls' DMs sometimes, like to make. I don't know. I like
that doesn't count.
I mean, it's in person. I mean, I feel like the last time I approached people, it's usually in person. Like if I'm at the gym or I'm
okay, let's talk about that. How do you approach a guy at the gym?
So, I mean, I'll wait until they're done with their set, be polite, or maybe when I'm leaving or something like that. So it's not weird. And just, and I've done this with girls too. And I'll wait, and then I'll just like strike up a conversation. Haven't seen you around here if I haven't. And then like, how long have you been going to this gym? And then just kind of get into the conversation, get to feel for who they are. And I like to throw in some questions that actually have some substance as well. Just so that I can like gauge the type of person they are as well. And that's it. Just being like, I think, okay, here's the number one thing with any interaction I have. I think the most important thing to me is being genuine and authentic, because if I come off exactly as who I am, other people will be able to tell whether they're like me or not quicker, and I'll be able to gauge them better too. Like, no more of this fake stuff. There's no point, because ultimately people present themselves with like a fake face or a fake like persona, like not even intentionally, sometimes just a little bit. Everybody does it. Because I think mainly from fear. They don't want to be rejected. They don't want to be disliked. So they start acting and presenting themselves in a way that they think the other person will respond well to.
Have you ever been rejected?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
How did that go? How did you shoot?
I mean, again, it's been so long. It's I think so. The last time, it was like years and years and years ago. I was rejected a lot, like in high school and like middle school, a lot. And then later after that, like I told you, like I just kind of went on this. I did not talk to people, so I didn't care. So it's just hard to like give you actual
Yeah,
things.
because you don't have to, man. You don't gotta approach. You don't have to.
No, it's
You don't
not.
have. You don't have to approach. You don't have to. Damn, she fine, or damn, he fine. I gotta no, because I got niggas on my phone.
No, that's not true. Because this is before I had social media.
But shit. So since then to now, when was the last time you shot your shot at a
So
guy?
with my man, I asked him to ask me to be his girlfriend.
Okay, that's good. That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Okay.
And I mean, I shoot or shot him, spoop, but like, I got it. But
was it
no,
DM
but
slide or?
yeah, he slid in my DMs.
Oh, he slid first, so it don't even matter.
Yeah. Well, but I asked him to ask me out, and I asked him to take me. Like I instigated everything, and the reason is because he assumed that I wouldn't be interested, and I wouldn't be nearby, and I wouldn't be. And I was like, "Don't assume, try." Mm-hmm. And then before that, you know, I gotta say, like in my adult life, because again, like for the majority of my adult life, I was by my like just not interested at all. So I have to kind of go back into my teens a little bit for this as well, like 18, like around that age. And yeah, I was rejected, especially in like high school. And I feel like that's the beginning of when you start like getting into your womanhood and men into their manhood and everything. Lots of rejection. And I think also growing up not being attractive, not being like in any cliques or groups, not like being the weird kid. Like I think that also allowed me to have a better range of, you know, perspective.
So you're like a late bloomer, huh?
I wouldn't. I mean, I feel like physically I matured pretty quick. No, I mean mentally. Sorry, not physically. I don't know.
So you
I don't
always
know what
had. So you always had ass.
Eh. I don't know. I don't know how. What's the ass spectrum? I don't know.
You don't know what I mean? Like you always.
I mean, I've always had shape, but shape. I was always petite. I was always very petite. Yes.
So guys was always shooting then.
No.
Guys wasn't shooting?
No.
But they'd be staring though.
No. It was more when I got into like my whole little, I wouldn't call it a hoe phase, but I would call it a I want attention really, really bad phase. Because you go from one spectrum of being ignored, being, you know, treated bad, being like no one wants you, blah, 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 to being like, oh my gosh, people are starting to pay attention to me because I look good. And then so I took it from one extreme to the other. And then I started like dressing a certain way and acting a certain way and being like, oh, this is what cool girls are like. They want me to do this and da da da. And that went south really, really quick. And then I realized, really in like a very harsh manner, oh my gosh, this is not what I want. This is not what I like to behave like. This is not the type of man I want to attract. And then that's kind of what fed into my whole, I need to focus on myself and become the woman of my dreams before I start even looking at men, because I got a lot to heal from first.
So you did the clubs and stuff like that?
Not as much as you'd think. I went like, I don't know, like it wasn't like an every weekend thing. I did do like parties and stuff. That phase lasted like 3 months. It was not long at all.
It wasn't that long? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But I gotta be fair. Like I feel like it doesn't take a lot for me to learn a lesson. I've always been, not always, but like that self-awareness. I don't need to be stupid over and over and over before, you know, something happens.
Because I wanted to ask you about, you know, the club scene, you know, the guys with the sections and the guys with the security and shit like that. Like, does that, I was going to ask you, but you know, you only did it for 3 months. So I can't really.
Well, okay. Well, I've been like, man, I've gone to a club maybe twice in the last 4 years. And I would say, and both times were for a birthday. So I'll go, but very, very, very rarely. And both times it's in a section, like, you know, So I get it. I see that life. Like I have friends that go all the time. It's just not my scene.
Does a guy have to have a certain car?
No.
He could drive a Honda.
He could drive. Yeah.
He could drive a Toyota.
Yep, absolutely.
It won't,
Toyotas are reliable cars. They're very reliable.
Very reliable.
Yeah. So you know what? The thing is I've seen broke dudes like splurge on a car trying to impress. And I'm like, bro, for me, if I see you driving a Toyota and I know that you're like working hard behind the scenes, I'm like, you're smart because
how do you know he's working hard behind the scenes if that ain't
depends on the person. Depends on the person. Like I'm not going to assume that off the bat, but like
you're going to assume that.
I'm not going to assume it.
Okay.
But like, if I talk to him and I know he's working hard and I see he's driving like, let's say a really shitty car, I'm not going to be like, he has no money. I'm going to think there's a possibility. And I'm hoping for this in his case, that he's investing that money instead, that he doesn't care about the flashy and he's focusing more long-term. That's the like the goal is long-term.
It is.
Yeah. Not all this flashy minimal thing. I don't care. And I think because I'm also that type of person, like I'm okay on compromising certain things lifestyle wise and all of that, so that I can invest into my future and not my present, because the present is like, who am I trying to show up for? You know what I mean? Like I'm blessed. I can eat when I need to. I have a shelter, like not trying to flex.
Right. Man, ain't nothing wrong with flexing now, man. Ain't nothing wrong. Sometimes tasteful like, and let's be real here. Sometimes you gotta show people who the fuck they fucking with, who the fuck they talking to. So
people will know who they're fucking with when you open your mouth. I don't think you need things to validate that.
I disagree.
I
disagree, man. I disagree. Opening your mouth ain't opening your mouth versus seeing is two completely different things. That's just like saying this. It's just like saying this. Yeah, man, you know, me and Bay, cool. Yeah, we went out before. Versus me in the picture next to with you posting on the ground.
I see what you're saying.
That's the, you know what I'm saying? That's the that's motherfucker. Like motherfucker, who the fuck you think I am? Versus just me saying it. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like sometimes guys and girls, you gotta show motherfuckers who the fuck they fucking with.
Tastefully, though. Tastefully.
Do you get hating females in your DM or
more in my comment sections?
More in your comment sections.
Yeah.
I know you'd be like, man, bitch, come on, man. This human nature. Like, I do it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, so like, here's the thing. Here's an example. So on my fitness page, right, I'm posting fitness videos, right? You can obviously see the shape of my body. People will hate because of that. But that's like almost like a tasteful flex, even if I'm not doing it on purpose, because it just shows. Yeah. And then it's like, I could be, you know, posted up in a bikini, really tiny, like provocative posing, like constantly just in my undies or whatever. I could easily do that. But I don't. And that's because there's like, I feel like there is tasteful flexing. You know, you could have a whole car and just like, you know, post in your car, you normally would if you're doing talking videos, whatever. And that's like kind of what I do, but I'm not over here like laid up on my car, look at my car,
Nah, you don't do that. Nah, you don't flex like that. You flex subtle.
But I'm not flexing is a thing, because I feel like not flexing is the flex. If you just carry yourself a certain way, you dress tastefully, you act tastefully, just there's an elegance about it. And for men and women, like when I see a dude like Gucci'd out, it's not attractive. It's like if you're just in like a black t-shirt, jeans, and nice shoes, like, or not even nice shoes, it really comes down to the person. It's like, how are you carrying yourself?
What do you like? Do you like a guy that's dripped out? Or what are you into? Are you into black guys? Are you into street guys? Are you into more white guys? Or you mix and dabble with all?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that it comes down to a specific race. I've experienced a lot of different types, on the attractive spectrum, on the race spectrum, on the everything. But I'll say like probably people that just have like a worldly experience. So typically it's people not like guys not born in this country, or people that have traveled or something like that. So I guess like foreign, because I'm foreign, so I'm like, I feel like, because I have a lot of culture. So I appreciate guys who can appreciate that culture. And typically, like, oh, like, I don't know, certain dudes just can't, they don't get it. They don't get it the same way.
So you never dated a white guy?
I dated a white guy.
You ever dated a black guy?
Yeah.
Are you currently with a black guy?
No.
Are you currently with a white guy?
Nope.
So he from like different country. Yeah. Like, okay,
yeah.
okay. Okay. Nothing wrong with that. I just we you know what I'm saying? We want to know, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
You was gonna say something?
No.
Okay. It's a real interesting conversation, man. Now, so you're not superficial. You're not impressed by that shit. You don't care about what kind of watch he wears. You're not into jewelry. You're not into guys that wear jewelry. You're not into that.
If he likes jewelry, it's fine, but it doesn't tickle it just tickle my fancy. Like, I don't care. I don't care, you know, because I think ultimately comes down to, like, if I want something, if I like something, I'm going to work for it and get it for myself. So when I see a guy who has nice things, I'm just like, good for you. But if I see a guy who's flaunting his nice things in order to, like, you know, here I'm peacocking towards you. Like, do you like this? I have money. Da da da.
Don't we all peacock though?
No, I think to a level everybody does. I'm not going to sit here and say people don't, but I think again, like, it's
levels to the peacocking. Yeah.
I don't like when anybody peacocks. I don't like when women do it, and I don't like when men do it. I think that, like, it's like,
we all peacock. Hey, we all peacock though, babe. That's just the nature of.
But when you portray it as such a heavy part of, like, your identity, that's when I'm like, like, that should not be the most interesting thing about you. How much money you have or who you know should not be the most thing. Like, it shouldn't be. What should be is your experiences, what you've learned from, how you've grown as a person, your way of thinking, your belief systems, how you operate in life, what you want out of life. Like, give me more. Give me something more. You know, so that's why I'm saying, and I feel like that and it bothers me about other people too. I'm like, how can you be so impressed by something so superficial? This person has money, yeah, you can get money too. This person has a car, you can get a car too. You just have to apply yourself. So that's
can she really get that? Can she really get that Lamborghini yours or that?
I think anybody who works hard enough, and I know that people are going to get mad at me. Oh, well, I'm poor. Oh, well, I'm this and that. I'm like, so was I, and I think that's why I'm so hard about it. That's why I'm so, like, I don't have a tolerance for people's victim mentalities. You're going to victimize yourself to make excuses for the quality of your life and who you are and what you don't have and blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, like, it's not your fault, but it's your fault if you stay that way.
100%.
Because you do have the power to change that stuff. You just got to own up to it and apply yourself.
100%. 100%. Because I'm a guy that was born poor. So, you know what I'm saying? I definitely respect what you're saying. I definitely respect what you're saying. Let's talk about this. Let's move over to another topic. Does size matter to you?
I don't know. I don't know.
You don't know?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think for most women, it's not really like, oh, you have to be over this or under this. It's more of like, just, I think average is the best.
I just want to know, does size matter? Yes or no?
Are we talking like microscopic peepees or something? Like, with
the size matter? Does size matter?
I don't know how to answer that. No, I don't think so. I think ultimately no. If we're not going to extremes, then no.
Just generality, just because only 2% of the men in the world dig and stick is over 6.5, 7 inches.
Yeah, but that's too much for most women, I feel like.
So that's why I'm asking you, like, does size matter? You says no. So
I mean, but no and yes are such definitive terms, and I don't think that's fair to apply for anything. That's like being like asking if I'm attractive. Some people may not find me attractive, some may, you know?
So it's like large spectrum of things. Okay, well, let's stop all this cap ass shit talk. Let's stop the cap. Like, on the large spectrum, fam. Like, if we was to, like, and we're not simping over here, fella. We keeping that shit straight facts. If we was to pull up Bay's Instagram right now, 199 out of
I'm
100
gonna
guys
get
is gonna be
flamed.
like, damn.
I'm gonna get flamed, please. There are gonna be dudes saying the penis.
No, they ain't gonna. I'm
Pretend.
not gonna do it now, but I'm just saying, like, you're universally attractive. Just like
watch the comment sections. Be like, nah, I don't like her.
Of course, guys is gonna lie to themselves. But if they seeing you in person, come on now. If they seeing you, I know they be. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. I already know. So it's
okay. Okay. So
right.
So my
universally.
Yes and no is the too hard of a term. So I'm gonna say it matters to a certain extent. That's what I'm gonna say.
Okay, to a certain extent.
Yes. So if, like, let's say if there's a huge penis, that's gonna be too much. And then if it's really, really tiny, that's also like, and by tiny, I mean like probably under 3 inches. And I'm only using that.
Anything over 3.
I think 3 to probably 6.5 is the
average.
Is the sweet spot. Yeah, because I think most people are happy with that. And I say 3, I'm starting at 3 because I read an article that there was like statistically men with like 3-inch penises are able to
make her orgasm. Because
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I think it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's very very, very, very interesting.
Is it?
Hell yeah.
You put me in a tough position. I'm like blush.
No, you good. Like I said, we're not gonna judge you. We're not gonna shame you in the comments. Oh my God, she likes big dick. No, it's just no cap over here. We talking all facts. You know what I'm saying? That's it. How can guys make themselves more attractive? How can guys put themselves in a position to attract women like yourself?
Good question. Okay. So first and foremost, a good quality woman, like one that you would want a wife and have her raise your children.
No.
Is that no? We're not talking about settle.
How can guys, let me ask you a question again. How can guys make themselves more attractive?
Physically,
mindset wise? What do they need to do? In other words, what do men need to do to put themselves better than the rest of them?
Okay. I would say be able to like hold a genuine conversation where you can listen. I feel like a big trait that women appreciate in men is a man who can listen and not just hear to respond, but like actually hear what I'm saying. Second, I would say emotional intelligence and empathy. I think those kind of go hand in hand. So being able, because women and men, we operate differently. We have similarities, but we also have differences. And I think like it's important to put yourself in that person's shoes in order to empathize. And I think third, I would say hygiene. To tap into something physical. I think if you like, just don't be musty, like brush your teeth, scrape your tongue, have good, like, I wouldn't say good skin, but just like take care of yourself. You know what I mean? Smell good. Smelling good, automatically you get 3 points. There you go. Take care of yourself, work on your relationship with yourself, and be humble. Have some humility.
Be humble. Have some humility.
Yeah. I think that makes women more attractive too.
It does.
Yeah.
It really does. I cannot stand. I can't stand a woman who acts like me. That acts like a man, like
you.
Boss ass bitch. I got stay the fuck away from me. Like stay the fuck away. Like that's just me.
You don't like obnoxious.
Yeah. Like I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like I hate women that flex how a man is supposed to flex. I hate that shit.
How's a man supposed to flex?
And you're supposed to post your accomplishment.
I think saying supposed to is such a definitive term though. I think a woman and a man can and should flex the same, but it just varies from person to person. But if you don't find that attractive in a woman,
I just don't. I don't find boss ass bitch. I hate that shit.
But that's not, but the thing is, like, I consider myself a boss ass bitch.
I know.
but I'm not parading it in that way. So I don't think that, I think it's the way that they're
People
carrying themselves that gets to
carrying it like a super masculine man. How men, you broke
but
ass
I don't
niggas.
think super masculine men do that.
My bad, street guys. I'm sorry. My bad.
Okay.
I mean, I'm you know, yeah, it's street guys do that shit, you know. Okay. That's another thing I want to ask you.
Wait, can you say what you view as like a high quality, or answer the same question but for a woman?
How can a woman?
What would make a woman more attractive?
First, you got to be sexy. Right
Really?
off rip. Right off rip. Like, you got to be sexy, be ladylike. Work on that ass, work on that stomach, in the gym, work on your skin, your hygiene, how you articulate your words, how soft you speak. You know what I'm saying? Are you nurturing? You know what I'm saying? Can you do certain things on your own? Can you hold your own weight? Could you know what I'm saying? Are you a person that isn't selfish? Are you a giver more than a taker? But first things first, you gotta be sexy.
Interesting.
Got to. You notice I didn't list her money, her degree, because real men who got their shit together don't give a fuck about that.
Mm-hmm.
Men who got their shit together, we could care less about how much fucking money, because I can't use it. I can't use it. I can't use your money. Maybe I can, you know, put 5,000 in Amazon, you know, hey, baby, since, you know, hey, shit, we ain't finna just be using my money, so your money got to do something too. And maybe, you know, maybe then, but a woman's money, her degree and what she does is not value to the man's life. It's not tangible. I can't use it. I can use that ass. I could definitely use your femininity. I could definitely use your nurturing, your mindset, how you can, you know what I'm saying, cook. You want to be a person that's a giver. You know what I'm saying? How you carry yourself. There's nothing wrong with women being sexy on social media. I love it. But like you said, every folk, like, remember you said you didn't want guys perceiving you a certain way with the bikinis, right? You know what I'm saying? Because the first thing that comes to our head when we see that is 304. And 304 is, I don't know if you know, but 304 is another word.
I don't.
it's another word for hoe.
Oh.
Hoe. Even though we don't even call them that. We just say they're women. Like, she's a woman. It doesn't really matter. When we see that, automatically it's like, oh, yeah. Yeah, like, yeah, I want to get inside that. And I'm going to ask you a really deep question too, as we continue.
Okay.
So that's what us guys look for in a woman. We looks first. We are looks first. We would date a woman that works at McDonald's. You know what I'm saying?
Interesting. So do you feel like you speak for all men when you say that, or do you feel like it's...
I speak for 95% of men that think that. I speak for 95% of guys. Mm-hmm. Maybe there's 5%. Maybe there's 5% of guys out there who she got to be a doctor. She got to be independent. She got to have 100,000.
In terms of like physical attraction, right? I understand that that's important. You want to be physically attracted to your woman, but let's say, okay, you have that physical attraction, you develop a relationship, and then later down the line, you get married and you have a kid, right? Or a couple kids even. Her body is going to change. Okay, so she's what makes so that bothers you?
If I'm dating a woman that's slim thick, like this, how I like my women slim thick. So if I'm dating a woman that's slim thick with a real round fat ass and a really slim stomach, and for whatever reason she gains 100 pounds, it's not gonna happen. Not me here, because I'm a fitness guy too. I'm gonna stay in shape.
But it's not about, so okay, I'm in fitness, right? I would take care of my body.
Do you date fat guys? No, real talk.
It's not that I don't. Okay, I'll word it like this.
My bad. Are you attracted?
I'll word it like this. I would date a fat guy if he was willing to hit the gym, not because I don't like the look. I mean, I'm not in love with the look, but it's more because I don't want to deal with someone who has health issues. Health is a big deal in my life. I want you to eat healthy and I want you to come to the gym with me. Like, this is a lifestyle.
And I don't want to grip love handles when I'm clapping something fat from the back. When I was just gripping your small waist. You know what I'm saying?
But mine is not about like the look of it. It's more about, I don't want to have to deal with the heartbreak of you having, you know, your heart blocked up with cholesterol because you're eating like shit. You know what I mean? So it's not even about the looks. So I get like you're a guy, and I think there are variations of men who prefer a woman who's attractive and they have some wiggle room and whatever. It depends, right?
Like, of course, a woman can get a little tummy. She can gain.
But after a child, like let's say she has some loose skin, like her body's gonna change. Does that bother you? And she's working on herself. She's working on herself. She's gonna need your support. She's gonna need your understanding. Are you okay with accepting her body changing?
Yes, I'm okay with that. But she's not going to be 50 pounds overweight. She's not going to be.
Well, we're not talking about severe changes because I understand that.
Okay, you know? That's what I'm saying. If she got little stretch marks, that ain't cool. I ain't tripping over that shit. You know what I'm saying? She, you know, some titty sagging a little bit. I'm not tripping with that. Mm-hmm. I'm not tripping about that. Just keep it how it was when you met me. Because I'm gonna keep it how it was when I met you.
I mean,
because I know for a fact. I know for a fact if how I met her and she looked like that, how I met her, and I let myself go, knowing how the dating market is today is very competitive for us guys. Mm-hmm. And if your chick has ass, I ain't even say if she pretty. If she got ass and a small waist, I know you making that face like, damn, that's fucked up, ain't it? It's fucked up. If she just got ass, it's gonna be niggas on her like this. And if she got a pretty face with the ass, so as a man, you gotta be A1. You gotta be on your shit, not for her, but just for yourself. But if you know, I know deep down, this is why I say us men, this is why I say women think a little bit more delusional than us sometimes when it comes to this dating game, simply because I know if I let myself go, I know she gone.
So, I mean, here's the thing though, is I got to disagree there, because there's even a statistic I just read about like a couple weeks ago. They were saying that like when a man gets sick, right, he's in the hospital, 99% of the time the woman is by her bedside. And then there was a crazy decrease in rate of, increase of divorces of when a woman would get sick and be in the hospital, cancer, whatever, and the man would leave. So I know that's different because we're talking about body type versus illness, but it kind of goes to show, like, I feel like women stick it through a lot more than a man would. And when you're talking about delusion, it's like, well, can we apply that to the fact that, like, you've mentioned more physical attributes and not nearly as much mental? Because I feel like a lot of women,
because we don't give a fuck. We don't give a fuck about your mental.
But I think that I mean, it really applies, because I know the guys I've been with really care about mentality. And I think you kind of have to.
I won't say we don't care about the woman's mental like that. Mm. We do, but it looks first.
So if she's fine as hell, but she's toxic, like she's
nope.
Okay.
Nope.
You get it? You're not dealing with it?
Nope. I ain't dealing with that shit. If she has to like me.
She loves you.
She but if she's toxic, you know, super insecure, trying to be controller, I can't deal with that shit. You know what I'm saying? I can't deal with that. But if it's not like that, I'm all game. But I'm gonna tell you something. Of course, a woman won't leave when her man is sick, or when her man get laid off his job for 3 months and he ain't making no money, or when her man gains 25, 30 pounds, 45 pounds, 50 pounds because he's working and he's taking care of the children and he's stressed about work.
So why isn't she leaving?
I said it again.
Why isn't she leaving? You said, of course, a woman wouldn't leave. Why? Why is that? Of course.
Because she got the security. But you know what she gonna do? Nature, the sweet watery guts is gonna be falling with raindrips down her thighs. She gotta get fucked, whether it's masturbation or another guy. Because at the end of the day, nature, just like we was talking about in the beginning of the podcast, your primal instinct is gonna kick in. Either you gonna masturbate, and you only gonna do that for so long because you're gonna have fine ass guys that own you.
Well, you're talking about if the dude is sick
and or lost his job, he ain't got no money coming in, or if he let himself go.
But those are totally different. Those are totally different. You know, if a man is sick and she's sticking by his side, but then cheating on the side, like that's a whole different type of betrayal.
This is what most women do.
Where are you getting that from? I don't know any women that would do that. I don't know anyone. I mean, I feel like there are women who would cheat and there are men who would cheat. That 100%. You know, that would happen. But at the end of the day, and you can excuse it with everything in the book because we're humans, we need sex, we need da. But at the end of the day, it's because you decided to do that. Like there's no excuse. There is no excuse, in my opinion.
Ain't no excuse.
But then if you're talking about, okay, like she's in a relationship with a guy, he lets himself go, he has no job now, he's also getting fat, and then like let's add on, like now he's starting to be toxic, he's starting to be emotionally unavailable to her, then it makes sense. Like I'm not excusing it, it's still not okay that she cheats, but that in that case, that's usually when women would cheat because they're not,
because that's the dumb. Go ahead, my bad. Go ahead.
But then with a man, I feel like, actually, I'm not gonna say I see a lot more men cheating for a lot less reasons. You know what I mean?
Do you know why?
Insecurity, I feel like. That's what. Okay, no. What would you say? What would you say?
Insecurity. What the fuck? No.
No, because I see, like, okay, let's say a guy has a really like beautiful woman, right? And then he cheats on her with someone that, I mean, not to compare, like I feel like it's bad to compare, but like she's not as attractive as the girl he's got. Why would he cheat?
Cause that bitch boring. Cause that bitch don't suck it nasty. Cause she ain't nasty enough. Cause she nagging. Because I'm gonna give you the reasons. I'm gonna give you the reasons for the men's perspective. I'm gonna give you all the reasons why we do what we do. Right? I'm gonna lay it on the ground for you. Yeah. See, this is what women see. Women see, damn, she's so pretty. How could you cheat on her? That bitch boring. She don't do shit. She lazy as fucking bed. She do one position. When I want to do new shit with her, she like a fucking snail. But she pretty as fuck. Can't use the shit.
What about the rest of it? What about the rest of it? The rest of the relationship? Like, you know, what she's taking care of in the house? Like, are you talking about boring in every aspect? They don't have good conversation. They don't have good, like, nothing.
That's cool. That's good. That's good.
So it's just he only cheats when the he's not satisfied in the bedroom, is what you're saying.
No, men cheat when men cheat when women are nagging and all that shit too. But I'm just telling you, this is a whole all collective of things. So when it goes from her not wanting to go down on you for whatever reason, and this guy has to go through these stresses in the world, and she doing it to you once a month or once every 2 months, and this is what you like, and then you talk to her, and she. Now what you're doing is now it's not genuine to want to go down on you because now you gotta instruct her with something that she should.
I mean, here's the thing. Like, if you are in a relationship with a person, you gotta discuss stuff, even the uncomfortable stuff. Like, even 100%. If it's like, hey, listen, I feel like I'm not feeling fulfilled in XYZ, and if you're not doing that, like, I feel like. At that point, if it is that important to you and they're not giving that to you, leave the relationship. Like, why do you need to cheat? Like, you're not getting what you need. You'll find it in someone else. Yes. Okay. Go get someone else.
Yeah. That's just, I'm saying the perspective of guys, like, cause I know what women think. Women be like, damn, she is so gorgeous. But do you ever think like, damn, is she nasty? Like how I want her to be nasty? Is she freaky?
I guess I didn't realize that sex was that important. I feel like it's important for some people, not for others. It just varies from person, but generally men, it's important. I'm assuming.
It's important to women too.
Yeah, but more so, I mean, to men. Because think about it, like, I think the percentage, I know I'm pulling out a lot of statistics, but I'm pretty sure the percentage was less than 20% of women climax during sex with a man. And that's and the men's percentage is like 99%. Like, so it's like, if you keep that in mind and then think about all the women that must include and how many, like, they're all in these relationships, like, doesn't that tell you that a woman is willing to compromise on sex a lot more than a man is?
Compromise and cheat. You think
no,
she don't?
I don't think women cheat as much as you think they do. I don't know about nowadays. I feel like
how do men get caught cheating?
Intuition. We are godly beings.
That's some bullshit.
I don't know. I think because men can be sloppy sometimes. I mean,
that ain't got nothing to do with it either.
But women find out over. Okay, so how are you proposing that they find out?
Y'all tell. That's it.
What?
The woman tells the wife or the girl.
Yeah,
that's it.
That happens. Yeah, for sure.
That's 99%. Screenshots. But do you know? See, the women never gets caught cheating because
the all I want,
all I want is the sweet watery guts, baby. You giving me all I want.
That's so.
I have my theory. I have my theory called "Women Never Just Want Sex." It's a theory that I came. She never wants sex. She always wants what comes with the sex. This is why being too direct with women, you'll turn her off. We're gonna talk, and I'm gonna ask you that question too. But women don't get caught because I'm not gonna DM him and say, "Hey, bro, I'm digging out your wife." Hey, bro,
careful, you're gonna.
But see the woman, she'll like you. I got a wife. Okay, that's why she like you to begin with. Mm-hmm. So if she see you doing things for your wife, Valentine's Day, y'all going out to dinner, y'all got a nice house, you ice out her wrist, you know what I'm saying? You doing all these things for her. And you're fucking the shit out of the side bitch. You're giving her extreme good Godzilla digging stick. But she sees you with her wife, so now she get jealous. Oh, you ain't gonna leave your wife for me? Mm. Oh, you ain't gonna leave her for me? Okay. So what she do out of spite? Screenshot and send. See, this is why women cannot compartmentalize. Well, I forget how I say the word. They can't. This dude is just for dick. They can't do that. Women can't do that. This is why women cannot just fuck to fuck. It has to be a meaning. This is why when a woman cheat on you, it's worse when she cheat because she really like the nigga she fucking. I don't like this bitch. I'm just trying to bust. I'm just trying to get one off. When she cheating, let me ask you this, babe. Let me ask you this.
It's funny. It's funny.
Real talk. Let me ask you this. Would you rather a guy be 100% upfront and honest with you with his intentions? Or would you rather him be smooth and beat around the bush?
Upfront about his intentions, but I understand a lot of people probably can't handle that. For me, I mean, genuinely speaking, I would say if you really have the urge to sleep with someone else, just tell me. I'm not saying I'll allow it. We'll visit it when we get there. But like, I'd rather have an outrageous amount of respect for one another to the point where you are completely 100% honest with me.
I'm talking strictly just single.
Yeah, even then.
So say a guy approach you and say, you know what? I find you really beautiful. A guy approach you and say, you know what? I find you really beautiful. I'm not trying to be your boyfriend.
Yeah, be straight. Yeah.
I'm not trying to be your friend. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I just want to fuck.
Yes. I mean, personally, that would automatically put you in the nope because
exactly.
No. Wait. Let me explain though, because I'm not the type of person who's ever been into hookups. I've never been I'm just not like that. If I was into that, I would appreciate it. And I know women who are into that and who would appreciate it, who are like, man, like I got all up in my feelings because I thought that's what he wanted. If he wanted to hook up, I wish he would have just told me. And like straight up, I think a lot of women would appreciate that because a lot of women also just want to hook up. I'm personally just not one of them, but I would appreciate the straightforwardness. And like, I mean, I think the approach is important too, because there's very sweet women out there who probably would feel like hurt if you're just like, I just want to fuck you. But like,
or it can be smooth. It can be smooth.
No. Because what do you mean by smooth? Is not saying it or what?
I just want to share my company with you. I don't want no friends or nothing like that. So you know what I'm saying? Here's my number.
But that's still
contact me. Hit me up when you're ready. Or
that's still honest.
But it's a smoother way. Honest. It's a smoother way of just saying all I want to do is fuck you. It's just another way. It's just a translation.
What you're asking me is, would you rather take the brutal honesty or the nice honesty?
Would you rather take honesty or a lie?
But that's not a lie, because you're still saying the smooth one still said, I'm not trying to be more than friends or anything. But let me know when you're ready. Like it's still the truth. I mean, but I see what you're saying. So if a guy was to come on me without making it more clear that he's not looking for anything serious, I feel like in a lie, I don't think that's fair for anybody, because what you're doing now is you're traumatizing a woman. You're making a woman feel like all emotional, all in like prepared, all of that. And she's wasting her time and her energy and her emotions. And now she's going to be upset and be like worse in her viewpoint on it. Like, don't enable the men hating culture. Like, don't add into that. You know what I mean?
I just feel like telling a woman the 100% true honesty. Like, I just feel like it's not practical. I feel like you
can be. I hear you, but I think it's in the delivery. It's in the delivery. Like,
yeah, of course. But
I think some women won't appreciate it, but most will.
They will.
Yeah. So it's like you might get a couple rejections, of course. But just being like, listen, like, I find you really beautiful. I don't want to waste your time. Like, I respect your time, and I would really like to take you out and possibly not that words. I don't know how to word it better than that. But like being super respectful and gentlemanly, while also like some women would be like, damn, like, yes, if this is how, like, sure, I'm down, you know?
Yeah.
I don't get the lie. I don't get the lying thing. Like, I think it's super manipulative. It's like you're playing with someone's emotions, and it's like, come on, have some human decency.
I feel you on that, man. I feel you on that. Like, I just feel like women just can't take that.
That's how I think some women, if they react badly, at least you did your part. That's
you told the truth. Yeah. Now it's up for her to decide, right?
Yeah.
Right. So I asked you about how can other men, become more attractive, and you listed 5 qualities. They was good qualities. What about a man's swag? How he dresses?
That can be improved though. Like, if he doesn't have it, I can improve it.
You can improve it. Okay, so okay.
Yeah, I mean, because some people don't know. Some people, like, some dudes just won't come with that hardwired, and that's okay. I mean, like, you'll learn. But if you already have that swag, you already have a sense of style, like, that's nice. That's really nice. Yeah, like, again, that goes into like how you take care of yourself.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I believe, we're in a social media age where the dating game is getting very rigged for guys. Like, have you ever been on dating apps at all?
Yeah.
But before your current relationship?
Yeah.
How?
Of course. No, during.
Okay.
No, I'm playing. Of course not.
Right.
That's cheating.
How many messages? Was it overwhelming? Was it a lot of guys?
No, because you're thinking that I'm swiping a lot of men.
No, you don't have to swipe. That's why I said it's rigged. You don't have to swipe.
Are like going like this the whole time. For me, I'm being selective as hell. So I don't know. I'd say every like other match every other swipe maybe was.
So how can you read a guy's personality? Because the beginning of the podcast, I asked you what is attracted to a guy. You didn't list the guy's face. So we know Tinder. We know these dating apps is face.
Well, okay. Well, I mean, because I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I don't care whatsoever. Like, it is nice when a guy is attractive. I just don't put all of the importance on that. Does that make sense? So if you're on Tinder, because there's such a heavy emphasis on physical, that's the first thing I'm going to look at. Yeah. So that's, I mean, but I'll go from like, I don't know, a 3 onward. And like, then I look, I look at the bio, I look at person, like, what are they writing? How are they writing it? The verbiage and And like, I don't know, I'm a lot more selective or I used to be on dating apps because I was like, I don't know, dating apps are kind of creepy a little bit. And like most of the time you're not going to get a hit. So you gotta be picky,
Aren't all women picky?
No. Well, I would say women have I think women are pickier in the personality department than men are, for sure.
You think women aren't picky as far as a guy's face and how tall he is?
I think because I think face, I don't think is important for most women, and body isn't as important as you think. I think most men think that a woman wants like a 6-pack guy, but a lot of women want like.
I can agree with you on that.
Yeah.
I can agree. Money weighs more. I can agree with you on that.
Well, that's not necessarily what I'm saying. I'm saying is that like, because I see a lot of guys being like, women want a 6-pack guy, right? Like a guy with a nice body. But women usually prefer like a dad bod or really, really like sickly skinny or like these like, things that you wouldn't typically.
What do you prefer?
I don't care as long as you're healthy, as long as you are health conscious. Okay. Yeah. But wait, what was the original question? I just like
the original question was what we were talking about Tinder.
Yes, the attribute we were talking about physical. Oh yeah, okay. I was gonna say, so I would look at that women don't really look for face first. That's what you were saying. Is what do they look at first? I think probably like hair and maybe height. I think a lot of women like height. And then after that, a lot
of women love height. That's facts.
Yeah, but I think face matters more to guys.
How tall is the guy you with right now?
5'11". Actually, wait, no, I'm gonna say 6 foot because he's gonna kill me. He's 6 foot.
He ain't 5'3" though, huh?
Nah, he's not 5'3". But that was coincidental.
How tall are you?
I'm 5 foot.
5 foot. Yeah, you short. Yeah. So okay, so
it works for me.
Yeah. Okay.
Like I wouldn't date a guy shorter than me, literally only because they would have to be a certified. Like,
you would date a guy that's 4'11"?
No, I said I wouldn't.
Oh, okay. I was going to say what?
Like that's where they draw the line, but I think that's
yeah. So I do agree with you on that. Women do look at hair and height. I do agree with you on that.
I think hair, height, and personality first. And
I think it's hair, height, and face first. You can't decipher a personality through
because women are gonna, and also there's the difference in taste between girls and women. Like we can't categorize those as the same because totally different mentalities. But women are for sure gonna take into account, because I know from talking to my girlfriends and stuff,
women over the age of 30 to 35. Okay.
It's not even an age thing. It's a where you're at maturity wise. Because I have
women who are past that party stage, women who are past the 3 or 4 phase, right, are more into a guy's personality, resources. Do we agree with that? Are women who are past the 3 or 4 phase, past the party phase, past the club, past all that extra goofy shit?
I'll say.
Are y'all looking for the resources and the hair?
I think so. I think most women, because I'm trying to be realistic here in terms of like most women would want a guy who's provided. Like I'm trying to level with you here, so I'm just gonna agree with you because I don't know. I can't say no and I can't say yes. It really depends. Really depends. And I think a lot of women do want a guy who is, because if the woman is at that time where she's trying to settle down, she's probably wanting kids. She has kids. She probably can't work. She can't work. She needs a guy who's providing. So then yes.
Okay. So yes. Okay. So I am right on that. I'm right on that. Okay. Now this guy that you are with, does he earn more than you?
No.
Will he earn more than you?
I honestly have no idea. I have no idea because we're both business people. We both.
Oh, y'all both entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
He doesn't work a 9 to 5.
No.
Okay, so yeah. So he definitely on that kind of time. Okay.
Yes, I mean,
that.
because that's what I'm saying is like, because he's my best friend. So we really are here pushing each other to do better in every aspect. But we're also like, okay, like, are you doing good in your business? Okay, am I doing good in my business? And we're constantly growing. So I have no idea like which one of us would make more. And quite frankly, it does not matter. Like, it really does not matter.
Doesn't matter.
Because I feel confident in myself and my abilities to provide the lifestyle I want for myself. So I'm not looking for a man to give that to me.
So you gonna pay all the bills?
I could if I wanted to.
Are you going to?
In the future?
In the future, like, so let's say you settle down and you get married and you got kids. Is Bay going to pay all of the bills? Is Bay going to be the cost of the boss?
No, I mean, because we're living together, we're either splitting the bills, or let's say if he starts earning more than me and he chooses to cover it because of his manhood or whatever, I'll welcome it. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. So 60-40, 70-30?
Yeah.
70-30?
It depends. It's like, but if the thing is like, if I'm in a position where I'm making a lot more than him, I'm not going to have him do 50-50. I'm going to pay more, and vice versa. I think it just comes out of courtesy. But if we're in a place where like we're so financially secure that it literally doesn't matter, then I think like out of almost just manhood, he's gonna
pay majority.
Yeah. But that's just, I'm just spitballing here. Like, I really don't know. And again, like, I think it really just comes down to like, does it really matter? I don't know. Because I don't see that as, I guess for me, I like to feel like if he wanted to, he would, type thing.
Well, he could.
Exactly. So
if he wanted to, he could. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm right again.
I think, but the thing is it's not definitive, because again, it's circumstantial and there's a lot of layers to it. And there's a lot of like dynamic discussions that go into the relationship and the foundation of that relationship. So I'm not disagreeing with you. And I don't think I have disagreed with you. It's more so like, it's a spectrum. So it's like hard to pinpoint, this is how men are, this is how women are, this is how relationships are, because there's so much variety.
Yeah. And women are definitely taking over as far as like, that income. I mean, man, these women, man, we got to step it up, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just what it is. We really do. Like, women are shitting on guys that make 40K a year. These women are not checking for guys that's working 9 to 5. They're just not.
I mean, it really depends, but I hear what you're saying. I do hear what you're saying. And I think that like, it makes sense if we're going based on like what we said in this conversation, that, if women are now getting the same pay as men, and then men like to provide by making more, then it makes sense that it's, it makes sense.
It's a real tough, the dating game is getting bad, man. Like it's just getting, because go ahead. You just gonna say something?
I think that people overcomplicate it in their own minds, because it's a stressful subject and it's something that has a lot of fear, like, riddled around it. Everybody wants to be loved. Everybody wants a partner. Everybody wants to settle down. At some point, time's running out. Everybody's on this timeline, and it's like, well, there's a lot of pressure on that timeline. So I think like ultimately we need to simplify it for ourselves in order to feel better. And I think it comes down to what kind of person are you looking for? What attributes, what do they bring to the table? What are they like? And then like, let's say you want someone who's really kind and patient and loving and who can cook and who can Then you got to think, okay, now it's time for me to self-reflect and be extremely honest with myself. What do I bring to the table, and what would I need to bring to the table in order to attract the type of person I want? And then you got to work towards becoming that person, not just to attract that person, but for yourself as well. And I think so many people lack this self-awareness and this ability to even grow, to the point where they just stay all the way down here and are wondering, why can't I be with her?
You make 40K a year, broke ass Nikki.
but I'm saying, like, it's
that's
all about
the truth.
Yeah, you just got to go. And I really feel like, and this happened to me and this has happened to other people in my life, when you are where you want to be in life, and of course it's going to constantly change. You're always going to be like, but let's say you're in a good place mentally with who you are, what you're becoming and everything. That is when you should be opening the doors to allowing the dating thing to happen. Because if you still have toxic habits, toxic mentalities, unhealthy coping mechanisms, you're still out clubbing, you have bad friends, you have a bad circle, you have a bad relationship with your friends, what kind of person are you going to attract? You're not going to attract someone like me, that's for sure. You know what I mean?
We know that. Shit, we already know that, boy. You got to be elite to attract you, man. We already know this. Like, we don't cap around here.
I gotta stop throwing myself in there.
I mean, I'm just being real. Like,
but you know what I'm trying to say.
I know exactly. In other words, what you're saying is, hey, bro, don't be no broke ass nigga, bro. Work on yourself, my nigga. Get your ass in the gym. Stop being fat. Become the best version of yourself. That way you can attract who you are. So if you want this certain kind of chick,
go to therapy. Add that in there. Go to therapy.
Nigga, therapy is working on yourself. Getting to that bag. Because you like most of these guys are not having sex. They're not. Like most of these guys are incels.
That's funny. I don't disagree with you.
It's fucked up. Like,
but I don't think that I think being an incel is more of a mentality. Like, I honestly, you can go to the gym. Yeah, you can make more money. That's great. It is a mentality. How you act, how you carry yourself, who you surround yourself with. Like,
how can I carry around myself if I'm 5 foot tall? Then I got a 2 as a face. Let's be real. How can I carry myself better if I'm 5'1"?
Because you know that you're a generous person, you are caring, you're smart, you're intellectual, you can problem solve, you are inventive, when you are confident because your abilities are there, you have good skills, no one can tell you shit about what you don't know because you know what you know. You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. Having the deserving trait of confidence. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta.
How can I be confident if I ain't accomplishing shit?
But then accomplish some shit. But accomplishments aren't just like business. Like, yes, get your shit together, but that's not just for men. That's for women too. Get your shit together. Get something going. It doesn't necessarily have to be a career, but it has to be something passionate. Work towards something. Okay, but it's also about accomplishing a better mentality, because also, like, do y'all not care about the mentality that's going to raise your kids, the mentality that's going to dictate your mentality forms your reality. The way you think completely forms how you exist in this lifetime. Why would you not be working on that? You know? So that's what I'm saying. So work on that. Then you are earning this deserving trait of confidence. It doesn't matter if you're 5 foot, it doesn't matter if you're 6'2", you know?
You sure about that? It don't matter if you're 5 foot or 6'2"?
Shit, society might give you some shit, but they'll also give you shit by the color of your skin and other things.
Society, too, so. Women shit on short men. Literally shit. If you're not 6 foot, stay the fuck out my DM.
I gotta say,
they be shitting on short guys.
I think it is, but it's the same way that men shame women for being fat or having, acne or not looking perfect or not having a butt, having a flat ass, having no like,
hey, you
women
can change that. Women you can get surgery. You can't change.
No. Okay,
you can change your. Aren't you a woman?
Realistically,
aren't you a woman that's into self-improvement and health and skincare?
Absolutely.
Come on now. We know that within 3 to 6 months you can change the trajectory of your face. I do this. I'm into this face shit. I know, but your height. Oh, you fucked. Now, I'm not going to say it's over for guys. I'm with you. I'm not going to say, bro, hang it up.
I do understand that it's difficult. But the thing is, it's like, if that's a card you're dealt, of course, it's man, I wish I was taller, but like, you can wish a lot of things, but you got to focus on what you can improve, because otherwise you're just going to wallow in self-pity and be like a victim forever and not get anything. You can still be successful in every aspect, with women, with life, with this, with that, with happy, everything, if you just work on improving where you can and not focusing on the things that you can't change. What's that saying? It's like, accept what you can't change and change what you can't accept.
Mm-hmm. That's real, man. I just feel like, I know that some of these guys out here are fucked. Like, it's just that's the whole nature thing. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was bringing you back to the whole nature side of thing. Like if a woman gets, if a man loses his job and he's not able to find something else to provide, I'm sorry, but she gone. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's just the unfortunate. Like she
I mean,
she ain't gonna leave right away.
Yeah, but it's like if she's not gonna leave right away, like why are you jobless for so long? Okay, like I gotta say,
You see, but
right?
you see how you sound? You see how you sound? That's what you would be saying to your husband when 6 months come and he's still at home.
Okay, if I was dependent on my husband to pay the bills while I'm taking care of literally everything else, like feeding everybody, cleaning everybody, keeping everything, like that's a full-time job. If I have to continue doing that while he's being a bum, of course I'm gonna be upset. I'm like, one, you're not paying for anything. Like, how are we gonna live? I'm stressing out. I'm still taking care of everything like I was before. Nothing changed for me, and you're being a bum. Like, do what you said you were gonna do. So it's not like I don't agree with the poor men, because it's not. It's like, hold on, well, I mean, you came into this giving this and I was put into this role. Like maybe like a lot of people probably don't even want to be a full-time mom. It's hard, and then they still have to, and they don't get
I won't say every woman because I can't say that. Most women want a dude to take care of them, man, and they don't have to work full time.
Okay, well, I will say, if men had the opportunity to not work, would you like and just get like money?
No.
Interesting. See, I don't know. I don't know about. I see what you're saying. I see the women who are, I hate to use this word, but lazy. And let's say like it's not even about being a stay-at-home mom or taking care of the house. It's literally just, I want to be an athlete's wife. I want to have the money come to me, or blah, blah, blah. Like I've seen that. I've been around people like that. And I don't get it. I don't get it. It does happen. And it's unfortunate, but it's the same goes with, it's just people. Like people take advantage of situations. I don't think it has to do with gender. It has to do with people.
Why should she have to deal with the stresses of the world and then come home and go 50-50 and cook and clean and she got to fuck me and she got to take care of the children? Who the fuck wants to do that for the rest of their fucking life? Penny pinching, struggling paycheck to paycheck. At your job, at that punk ass job you work at. Who really want to live like that for the rest of their fucking lives? Or I can work part-time. I can work Monday through Wednesday. I can work whenever I fucking feel like it. I want to work because I want to work, not because I have to work. The problem is a lot of women have to work. And if a woman's in a position where she didn't have to work, you think women wouldn't take that position? Only if she had passion, true passion for what she does. That's the only exception. These women complain about their jobs every single fucking day on social media. We see this shit. And you're an entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur. So I know you. Damn. Might as well start your own business, right? So you ain't got to deal with the stress.
That's the thing, though, is people think that's what it's like, but you switch going from a 9 to 5
it's
to
even
going
harder.
to like a 24/7.
It's even harder. Yeah.
It's even harder. But I think it comes to, like, I see that more women are like how you described, but I still think it comes down to like humans, like different humans, you know? Yeah. It really just, I don't know what it is. I think it's probably like a generational thing. It's been for generations. It's the top behavior and unhealed cycles, all of these things, but it goes for men and for women. We all have shit to work on, and we just got to work on what we can. And that's it. Move on from what we can't.
Hey, man, it's a real good conversation, man. You know what I'm saying? Like we got through a lot of things, you know, it's some things we disagree on.
Disagree, yeah.
And it's just the reality of it. We've been on for a minute, y'all. I appreciate Babe being here with us, man. Any last words you want to say?
No, thank y'all for watching.
Where can they find you at?
My @ is Bambiana. So see
Bambiana.
y'all there. Yeah, Bambiana.
All right. Hey, we out, y'all.